Welcome to the Downtown Happenings podcast. I'm Jason Ilstrup, president of Downtown Madison, Inc., and we're excited for another conversation about why downtown Madison is cool and a place that you may not even knew was there, but they're doing amazing, internationally acclaimed work right here in the downtown. Our Downtown Happenings podcast is brought to you by our friends at American Family Insurance, which first opened its offices in downtown Madison in 1927. Its downtown presence continues today with the Spark Building, which is home to the American Family Insurance Institute for Corporate and Social Impact and the Dream Bank, an inspirational community space. Still based in Madison, the company's mission is to inspire, protect, and restore dreams through exceptional products, services, and community partners. Today on the Downtown Happenings podcast, we've got two guests, two for the price of one. Stephanie Miller-Lamb, the managing director, and Amy Thomas, the clinical program director at the Hancock Center for Creative Arts Therapy right here on Hancock Street. You all have been around for 40 years now. This is a proud time for the Hancock Center. Tell us, what does the Hancock Center do, and why is it so important in the therapy community here in our community, but also internationally?
Yes, well, thank you so much for having us. Good morning, Jason. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting on kind of a gloomy December day. It feels nice and cozy to be here with you. So Hancock Center for Creative Arts Therapies has been around for 40 years. We are, foundation was a dance movement therapy organization, and we have recently switched and expanded our vision to incorporate all 4 modalities of creative arts therapies. So a really exciting time for us. So what are creative arts therapies? We use the intentional application of art, music, drama, dance, poetry, narrative, storytelling, play. We can go on. For therapeutic and rehabilitation, psychotherapeutic and rehabilitation purposes. So originally founded as, like I said, a dance movement therapy organization, we are now expanding into the other 4 main modalities with the addition of new clinicians and new programs in 2024. So it's a really exciting time.
Absolutely. I mean, you really are at the forefront of creating, greater resiliency and well-being, just as your mission statement says.
Yeah.
What are some of the areas that you all work on in therapies here at the Hancock Center?
That's broad.
That is.
I like to ask big, broad questions, but we want our folks to know, what is happening at this amazing house on Hancock Street.
Well, one of the things I can talk about, and we can talk about the program we did last summer too, but one of the things I can jump in with is, we have a contract with Dane County, multiple contracts, but with Dane County Center for Comprehensive Services. And so that's been a main contract that we've worked with for multiple years. And in working with Center for Comprehensive Services, we are offering psychosocial rehabilitation for individuals who have both chronic mental health and also chronic substance abuse needs. And who may fall through, and who do fall through with the insurance gap. So we provide therapeutic services regardless of your ability to pay. And one of the main routes is using that CCS contract to really serve a broad array of Dane County population for psychosocial rehab and for therapy. So that is one main tenet of the work that we do here at Hancock Center.
But the breadth of what we can do here goes everywhere from anxiety, depression, couples therapy. Mm-hmm. It's the whole breadth of psychosocial services. Mm-hmm. And it can all happen here without having to talk, which is stigmatizing for a lot of people. Your body has been through the same experiences that your mind has been through. Your body holds that trauma as well as your emotions holding that trauma, and movement of the body through creative arts can really it's a very effective, proven, well-researched, with results, scientific, it's scientific. This is nothing new age. This is psychotherapy with licensed practitioners, and the modality is just different. You're going to express through your body, through movement, through song,
Yep.
through, it's the creative arts actually can heal us, can truly heal us. And that's what we're doing here at Hancock Center. We're building resiliency, we're building well-being for the community, and we're destigmatizing. Everybody went through COVID, and everybody finally understood your mind and your body are connected. Stress impacts us, outside forces impact us, and we all went through something emotional, mental health wise with COVID. And I think the conversation has now started to come through the door. The door is opening for us to have talks about how we feel and how we can have a more resilient, better life.
I just think it's so pronounced what you're saying about the use of movement, right? And how powerful that could be for your well-being, whether or not that's dance or whatever modality you all use, or if that's yoga or stretching or whatever it looks like for you. It can have such a great feeling and release on your mind and in your total well-being. But I can imagine in 1983, when you all were getting started up, that this was avant-garde to use dance and to use movement as therapy. How much has that practice grown, and how much have you seen? And particularly, you just mentioned COVID. You obviously saw significant, more of this in COVID. How has that? What does that journey look like over the last 40 years? And where are we today with dance and movement therapy?
That is such a great question. Can I jump in?
Please.
Okay, so we are affiliated with the Marianne Chase Foundation, and Marianne Chase was a founder of dance movement therapy. Some would say, many would say, and Marianne Chase was the first wave of dance movement therapy. The second wave of dance movement therapy really came about in kind of the 70s and the 80s. So we're talking about a really long journey in the intentional application of dance and movement for psychotherapeutic benefits. So the really beautiful part, and just to stay in the dance movement field, the really beautiful part about dance movement is all of our therapists are trained therapists. So the movement is intentional, it is mindful, it is in the moment, it is integrating the mind and the body, and there are therapeutic applications. I would say that we are probably in the third wave of dance movement therapy / creative arts therapies. And I would say that third wave is like brand new. It's almost post-pandemic, because we're all emerging from these screens of, where we're literally sort of like here up, right? And so now, how do we reintegrate health? How do we reintegrate our mental wellness with the rest of our body, not just from here up? And we're not just, what was the TV show, Max Headroom? Way back in the 80s.
yes.
I don't know if anyone remembers
I think
that.
we're dating
Not
ourselves
Max
with that one, but
Headroom.
I know what you're talking about.
You know
I
what
know
I'm
what
talking
you're
about.
talking about, Amy.
So how can we reclaim our body? How are we reintegrating our bodies in a place of mental and physical health? So we really like to follow the World Health Organization's definition of health. So that is not merely the absence of disease. The definition of health is the integration of the physical, social, and mental well-being. So when we think about dance movement therapy and creative arts therapies and this new wave, this new launch, we're really at the forefront of that integration. So with trained therapists, with trained psychotherapists, exploring that integration of the mind, the body, and the social component of health. So what pops up for you when I say that? What emerges for you when I say that? Spoken like, I guess, a therapist.
Spoken like a therapist.
Yeah, send it right back to me. I mean,
Guess what?
honestly, yeah, what pops up for me is this a session? This is good. I feel good. We could do dance, right? But you're right. When you have these physical movements, I mean, I keep thinking about my 11-month-old, right? So I'm a new parent, and he can seem a little blue, and then music comes on, and he starts to move his body, and he starts to dance, in a very like, he can't do a lot, but you know what instantly follows is a smile, right? It's a huge smile brimming across his face. And yes, it's a simple example. I know I don't want to, extrapolate, interpret that into something more, but there is something to it, that even at youngest age, we use physical movement to change our mental well-being and our physical well-being, of course, as well. So yes, I did not know the questions would be coming back at me, but I feel very good about that. Thank you.
You nailed it.
And those simple things that are innate from a very young age, thumb sucking, that's movement, rubbing your feet, grabbing that blankie and rubbing your nose. Those are all comforting mechanisms through movement. So we know innately, inherently, that movement is good for us, that movement can help us. And the creative arts therapies bring in all these other beautiful areas of life that are also healing and comforting and can really help us build resilience. So it's exciting. It's really exciting. Can you tell?
I'm pretty sure, though, that for my son, positive movement is not putting an electrical cord into his mouth, right? That's probably not, an inherent way to do. Yes, I wish that wasn't the case. So one of the things, I'll just be a homer for a second about downtown Madison. One of the things that really always excites me about spaces and places and these connections with people together are some of the incredible work that's happening in these different downtowns. And ours has so many of them. Right there on Hancock Street, you are internationally renowned and a model for what you're doing for many other cities and other therapy places across the country. Why do you think you became such the prominent leader and a model for many others around the country and around the world?
Wow, that's a great question. I think part of it is the approach that Debbie Thomas used in this is about offering healing to the community. And this is about motion and comfort and acceptance. And our very physical space, even our physical space speaks to all of that. We are housed in late 1800s Victorian house on Hancock Street here in Madison. And when you come to Hancock Center, regardless of where we do work in schools, we do work in the community, regardless of where Hancock Center is physically doing work in the community, the Hancock feeling of comfort and immediate coziness and ease is part of the Hancock way. And that has served us very well throughout time. So people who have had Hancock Center clinicians will speak very warmly about their experience. And that's because the warmth and the personal connection, we are so not sterile. We are so not Scandinavian in our aesthetic. We are warm, we are open. And that immediately puts people in a space where they can be receptive to the therapy that they're about to undergo with their psychotherapist here. So the physical space has impacted how we do what we do, and we take that out with us everywhere we go.
Now, obviously, you're in an old 1880s house, right? You just said right on Hancock Street. You're literally right in it right now, it looks like.
We are. You can't really tell because of the sunlight, but there's an absolutely spectacular stained glass window right here.
Awesome.
Yes.
But what does the future look like? How do you manage the space you have now, and how do you continue to grow? And what does the future look like for the Hancock Center?
You and me.
Me.
That's
Yes.
me. Okay. So we're in a really interesting place right now in that not only are we going to be not only are we adding all of the modalities, the creative arts modalities, We're also in a physical situation where we're about to have some construction happening. We're right next door to St. John's, and that project will be starting in the spring, where St. John's is going to be a phoenix, if you will.
Yeah.
And so we're exploring right now, what does that mean for Hancock Center in terms of our growth? And so in looking at, can we continue to provide services in this location? What other locations might we be able to provide services in during construction? And so we're looking at partnering with other local nonprofits and taking things out into the space. We are also, as part of our growth, we're looking at developing some new programs. And so let me give you an example. We had a fire inspection. The fire department came to do an inspection. And in walking through the space, one of the firefighters asked, tell me exactly what happens here in this large studio space that we're talking to you from. So I talked a little bit about creative arts therapies and movement therapy and how CBT is not for everyone. Not everybody wants to talk about whatever it is they're going through. But you could do it through your body. You could do it through music. You could do it through drama. And the firefighter said, wow, I had no idea. And some of us need to go through therapy because of what we've seen and experienced. And that could be a game changer for those of us who don't want to talk. Out of that came, we're going to be developing a program for first responders that we will gift to the community, knowing that those are people in our downtown and all over our city that do so much to help the community, and they see a lot that is so hard to see. So we're going to offer that back to them. So part of this growth is also developing new programs.
Yes.
We'll be developing new programs for the schools. In the past, we've done some anti-bullying group work within the school system. We're working on top secret, some new programs for the community and for the school system. And so it's offering us the ability to expand people, locations, programs. Some people might look at having a construction project, a major construction project next door as a detriment, and we are looking at it as a launching point. Yes. So we're actually really excited about the way we need to think this through and look at what our future is. So we're really wide open right now, looking at what does our future mean physically in terms of space.
Yes, yes.
I love that idea. Just that chance encounter changes both your organization and the first responders organizations and makes both more whole. It's really pretty cool. All right, what can our members do to learn more about what's happening at the Hancock Center, also to help potentially in the future? Either one.
So, you know, I think space is the big question mark right now. And so I would put out there to your downtown Madison members, you know, if there are spaces that maybe they would like some programming to come into, the first responders program is a great example. How can we help the helpers? Right? How can we support our helpers in Madison? So spaces that we could come into and offer help the helpers programming, as well as maybe some expansion for space. As a clinician, my concern is when we start experiencing those, is it the pylons?
The pilings, pile driving.
Pile driving. I think that's, as a clinician, I'm concerned about, you know, the quiet sort of sanctuary of therapy space. So we will be potentially looking for partners to be able to use for a clinical space.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember, we are a 501c3 nonprofit.
Yes.
We are not a private psychotherapy practice. We are a public entity as a 501c3 nonprofit. So part of our mission is to give back to this community and to help make this community more resilient. So we're going to be doing, Amy and I will be doing a listening tour where we're going to go to different communities to talk about what they need in their community and how Hancock Center might be able to provide some of those services that they need. So for members of the DMI community, if you are from a population that you would like us to come and listen and hear what's going on in your community and how Hancock Center might be able to help with resilience and well-being, please call or email and let us know, because we are developing new programs and we want to get deeper and deeper into this community and give back for all the support that they've given us over the past 40 years.
I hope our community can help support you for the next 40 years. All right, before we go,
yes,
40 more years. Let's do 40 more years. Before we go, though, you're not off the hook yet. We've got some fun questions for you. Are you ready? We call it the Fast and Furious 5. I'm going to ask you 5 questions about downtown, and just whatever comes to the top of your head, just say it. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right.
Kind of ready.
Favorite restaurant downtown? A favorite restaurant downtown. We'll go with you, Amy, first.
Oh, me. Oh, well, my favorite restaurant downtown. Okay, well, yesterday I had takeout from Seoul on the Square.
Oh yeah, that's good. Did you get the chicken?
I had the bibimbap.
Oh, try they do fried chicken. I think it's Tuesdays.
Ooh.
Try the fried chicken Tuesday. It's either Tuesday or Thursday. It is so good.
Okay, I'll try that. It was a bibimbap Monday. I was like, that sauce. I was like, I just needed it. Okay.
Stephanie, what's yours?
Harder for me. I live in Portage, and so I don't do a lot of downtown.
Okay, what's your favorite
dining.
restaurant in Portage? We can all go to Portage.
But my kitchen.
What time? Do you take reservations?
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, I love anything down on State Street. I love ethnic food. I'm especially fond of Japanese and Thai food. So it would be hard for me to make a choice and be true to myself.
All right. Well, I'll give you one.
We had a good small plates. Before we saw the Canopy, we went to a Canopy dance show.
Yes.
The Overture, that was good.
That was good.
Way to support downtown.
It's straight across from
Botanical? Was it the Botanical Social or Social Botanical?
Botanist Social.
That's it.
Bingo. All right, if you're gonna, I'll just make some more recommendations. Hemo Truly, you can't go wrong.
Oh,
and then
yes.
the newer one is Taiwan Little Eats. Very good. All right. Favorite festival downtown. Stephanie, we'll start with you. Favorite festival.
Favorite festival? Concerts on the Square.
All right. All right. You can say the same thing, Amy, if you want.
I would say art fair on pardon me, art fair on the Square or art fair off the Square.
Yes, both great. All right. Favorite dance performance you've ever seen in downtown? Sounds like you just saw a downtown performance with your friends at Canopy.
Canopy was great.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
The Winter Fantasia was wonderful.
It was a good show.
Yes. Yes.
All right, we'll take that. We'll take that as the answer.
I'll say that.
This one might be harder for you, Stephanie, so we're going to go with Amy. Amy, what's your favorite hole in the wall downtown that people don't know about that you like to go frequent?
Oh, my favorite hole in the wall, it used to be, but I think it's kind of known now. It used to be, I don't know, it used to be Nat Spiel.
Oh yeah, because they don't have a sign out front. No, that's been found. It's been found.
It's definitely been found. Yeah. It's definitely been found. So another one, I don't know.
No, that's a good one. Nat Spiel's good. Nat Spiel's a good one. There you go. Stephanie, next time go to Nat Spiel. There's no sign. It's on King Street. That's all we'll tell you.
Yeah, 3-cup chicken. I think it's
that's good. All right, last question. You have tourists come into town. What's your perfect day in Madison? Stephanie, we'll start with you.
They absolutely have to do a top of the hour tour of the Capitol. Our Capitol is one of the most beautiful capitals in the nation. I would like them to go to the Art Museum on campus. Yes, the Chazen would be wonderful for them to go to. Ulbrich, they must go to Ulbrich. Help me.
Yes.
That's a pretty big
and
day. That's a good day.
I think they should end up, doing either, a spoken word performance somewhere or, go catch some jazz, go get into some of our live entertainment and the arts offerings that we have here in Madison, because we can't be beat. Madison rocks for the arts.
It's incredible. It's
And
incredible.
we'll see them at Cafe Coda at the end of the evening. There we go.
Yes, we will.
All right, Amy, perfect day.
Oh, perfect day. Oh my goodness. If it was in the summertime, definitely head to the Monona Terrace for day dances, if that
Alright.
worked. Because I love that as a third space that downtown Madison is fostering. It's free music and you've got the lake. It's incredible. I just recently went for dinner at Lucille's with my parents and my nieces and my teenage children and my nieces and nephew who are 8. And it was like a multi-generational dinner. It was fun. It was perfect. So I'd probably head to Lucille's. I would also go to the Capitol and find the starfish.
Good one.
You know, the starfish on the
I do.
stairs. Yes. It's like a little treasure hunt to find the
Yes,
starfish.
because all the
And
stairs look the same.
badgers.
So you have to figure out which one.
They all look the same.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, here's your insider tip. So if you're standing in the center of the rotunda, the light bulbs all give the direction and the street names of which direction they're going.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Absolutely. Once
If
you've
you-
done concerts on the
If you
square.
know,
from
yeah,
the
now that you know
side,
that, you can figure it out, because it's like, where's Hamilton, where's State Street, where's MLK, whatever it is.
It's marked.
Oh, I did not know that.
Here's the thing. Here's what I would say. If you all want a side hustle, you can come work for downtown Madison as ambassadors. You all know downtown very well.
Oh, good. Well, and our go-to is marigolds.
Our go-to is Marigold Kitchen.
That's
So
like.
good. Well, that's a close one.
So
You know,
good.
that's where I had my rehearsal dinner for my wedding. So,
Really? That's
Mhm.
nice. That's where we've done our welcome lunches for staff, and
great place. Can't go
we love
wrong.
Marigold.
Well, Stephanie Miller-Lamb and Amy Thomas with the Hancock Center for Creative Arts Therapies. Thank you for all you're doing for downtown. Thank you for your positive energy. We cannot wait to see what the next 40 years have to say. Thank you also to our friends at American Family Insurance for your sponsorship of the Downtown Happenings podcast. We'll see you on the next one soon.